On this week's episode, we talk about the German WCQ, we talk about Starter Deck Link Strike, and then we discuss the new format and a bit of VRAINS talk as well. This is the Cowboy4Game podcast. I'm Bragg, and once again, I'm joined here today by Andrew.
What's up?
How was your previous week in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Kind of average. I tried the brilliant version of Zoo, and the results were less than desirable. So I've already moved on to Pure Turbo.
Yep. Potter desirable?
Yeah, Potter Desires back in there.
Yep.
Potter Desires, Triple Thoroughblade, the whole shebang.
How about that? Like, we've gotten to the point where, like, obviously, people kind of dropping it in favor for, not being hit by Ghost Ash, but now we have come to the point where people are putting it back in again.
Yeah, Zoo especially, the build I've got, which is similar to a few people's current topping builds, because people seem to be jumping on it early. There's quite a lot of, there's a reasonable amount of searching and drawing that happens in the deck, so there's pretty good chance that Ash gets kind of baited out early. And if it doesn't, then, even if Desires gets negated, you kind of, you've built up a fair bit of advantage anyway, so seems to be nice.
Yeah, hey, you want to stop all this stuff I'm about to do before I go that. So, it's playing smart.
I've found the trick so far as well seems to be pretty simple. You get access to Rat, you summon your other Rat from deck, and at that point, it does not matter what you hit with Desires. It really just doesn't. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. You can hit your other, heaps of your other Zoos. You play 10 or so in this build. You play lots of 3-ofs, and deck just doesn't give a shit.
And so that was Thursday. Did you do the same build on Tuesday as well?
Yeah, I had the same build on Tuesday, and it went... No, sorry, I didn't have the Brilliant stuff on Tuesday, so I played the old build on Tuesday, played the Brilliant version on Thursday, and then after that tournament's results, I kind of realized how inconsistent it is with Brilliant, and decided to kind of stop that before it really started.
Actually, and I lied. I'm looking... Oh, this is going to be a little while without playing, in a tournament of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. I won't be there tomorrow, actually. I completely forgot.
Letting down the boys.
Yeah, I only just finished building my Cosmo Demise deck again.
Disappointed, mate. Disappointed.
Yeah. I kind of like that deck, actually. I put Gold Sucks in, so I'll just go try and find that tin can really quick. And then bring it in with Cosmo Town, which you had Terraforming for. And then party the night away with whatever you dumped and call the Haunteds and then rely on the rest of the trap cards. Mind you, no one at locals had a Gold Forerunner on the... Also, I don't play Slip Rider. I'm just playing all the big beefy ones.
Mate. Living dangerous.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about the back row. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, and then also, I go into my last one, so when my Forerunner dies, I go into either Dark Lady or Wicked Witch. Most likely Wicked Witch. Wicked Witch is so good. I love her.
She is good.
Yeah.
She is good. Wicked Witch Lockdown is a legit thing in a few builds.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan. But anyway, that was our stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll move on to other people's, and speaking of other people's, you people, please email us at teamc4g@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. It's been a bit quiet, actually. Nothing.
It has.
There was nothing of note that I brought out, so sorry to those people. We'd like to hear more informative discussions and not just weird stuff. All compliments and stuff are fine, though, but we're not going to go reading out, love the show and all that stuff. That's a bit weird. I mean, maybe I should. Otherwise...
These are the tough questions.
Products that are out this week is the Maximum Crisis Special Edition.
And we got confirmed Hope Zexal in that.
Yep.
I've been told.
Yes.
So you may see some people running around with that cancerous shit. Though Hope Zexal's not as bad as it was when it was released in the US and the other areas. There was less outs than there is currently to it. And
we also get the Kochi Koichi Dragon finally for the European places. Also, this is I'm pretty sure once again, as I said last week, that it was going to be a European and Oceania exclusive pack because we don't.
Well, it's Yeah, I mean, it's just catching us up on getting stuff that we don't already have, similar to how Lightning was last time.
Yep. And the the two preview cards are the rescue run one, and that weird booby trap card. So I don't think it's not like Bow Baboon where we have a card from this set that's immediately impacting the meta game. It's seeming well,
Yeah, I guess it'll depend if Hope's X will see some play. Like,
yeah. Oh
Hope's
yeah,
X Turbo was pretty cray-cray, but at the same time, like, one Ghost Ogre kind of stops it.
yep. Yeah, nothing much to worry about. We just had the German WCQ all
Mm.
wound up and everything. That coverage was interesting, even though I had no idea what they were saying. Um, also all their written coverage as well is really top notch, and they were streaming throughout the whole day. It didn't have that longer pauses. The European coverage is always pretty
It's generally
fantastic.
quite good, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
even when you don't understand what they're saying, it's better than the US one.
YCS Prague and stuff like that back a while ago was like evidence of that too. That was done correct, like very well.
Yes. The top eight was 3 Pure Zodiac, 4 Pure True Draco, and one Invoked Wind Witch, which then won the final match against Zoo. So Invoked took out their WCQ.
That's pretty great. Like,
Mm.
they finally have done some justice because that deck's been like floating around for a fair while now, and now it can finally do things. So what's the go with that? I have not actually watched the match myself yet, but I know from our
Yeah,
locals and a few people who run it, it's a deck that can brick pretty often. So I guess maybe it's just someone who was just kind of lucky the whole day.
yeah. I can't find the VOD of it yet. Really interesting to know. I heard varying reports, but the fact that even 4 Pure Dracos got through the finals as well is kind of crazy.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, the top 64 though, I
So no
no,
True Draco Zoo in the top eight.
no pure true Draco. So
Geez, separating the decks there, eh?
yeah, so the top 64 had 28 pure Zodiac, 3 Dinos, 16 pure True Dracos, 5 True Draco Zoo, so not that many. They probably would be weeded out. There was 2 Wind Witches, only 1 Kaiju Zoo. That's pretty damn interesting. There was 2 Paleos, 1 Infernoid, and 6 other decks, which I want to know what the other decks are. If we're putting in 1 Paleo, 1 Infernoid in top 64, I wonder what the other decks are.
Maybe Rogue or something, perhaps.
Yeah, so I'm actually wondering about how many participants were in this tournament. That's another thing to actually look at because yeah, if they've got others in the top 64 that they're not going to list, what the hell? So that's interesting. Like I was going to use this as a reflection of the meta game, but then the rest of the regionals that happened on the weekend seemingly were normal. I saw one build getting around that had Pure Zodiac dropping Terratop already,
Yep.
which is fair enough. Takaton blocks a brick. It's like it's a lower
Well,
consistency, and then
there's
you.
yeah, there's like other things too. Like when you free up that rank 3 spot,
Mm.
it's nice. Just lets you play a lot more tech choices or better ratios. Like
Is that what you did?
yeah, at the
Yep.
moment with I have. So yeah, you've taken out those guys because there's no point in practicing as well, especially when you're going to lose it in about a week. And I'm tossing up between some people choose to run more utility, some choose to run just higher Zodiac ratios. So some have gone back to the whole 3 Trident, 3 Brawl Brawl, 2 Leica. Others have delved into having running the Utopia package and Dweller and stuff like that. So yeah, plenty across the board. The main thing that seems to stick staple wise is an Emerald and a Tornado Dragon. And then the rest is up to personal choice, really, whether you run all zoo or whether you run a few other things.
Yeah. It's interesting how a lot of people are just kind of jumping on the new ban list or something variation, like in doing what you're doing, getting your head, getting some practice, adjusting.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think everyone's just over it. Like, let's
Yep.
be honest, I think everyone is over doing the Norton combo. It's degenerate, it's boring, it's actually relatively easily interrupted, and it's just like you just get sick of it. It's just not interactive and it's kind of shit. And I find with this new build, like between all the Thoroughblades and the Pot of Desires and stuff, it's like almost pretty much as much drawing, a lot less linear, and just doesn't take anywhere near as much time. So
Yeah, that's the huge thing as well, eh? A's Pro.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot less people go into time now that the Northern combo will be gone.
Yeah. I don't know. Me and Dal will
Well,
still find a way.
yeah, of course, with other random deck matchups as well. But in the Zoo mirrors,
Yeah.
or even just anything involving Zoo, shouldn't take any crazy extra time.
Anyway, the other thing that happened at WCQ was they had a big preview of the Link Strike starter deck. Actually, we finally know all the contents, 100% of what we're going to get imported. And if you've already looked at the list online, and you looked at the OCG one, it's pretty much exactly the same, except for the two ban cards that were Pot of Avarice and Monster Reborn were replaced by Monster Reincarnation and Jar of Avarice. So not the worst, not the best swap arounds, not the worst. I saw a few comments going, that could have been Soul Charge. But looks like Soul Charge actually just got announced that it's going to be in the structure deck coming out after later.
So what did we lose from the
year.
pack end? Sorry, was it Solemn Strike?
No, we lost Monster Reborn and Pot of Avarice.
Ah, right, yeah.
So the two banned cards.
Because they're both still banned here. We're in the OCG, they're not. So
yeah, and I'm actually kind of keen to run through a lot of the cards. Like, even though you got all the new cards like bloody.
Avarice could be nice to come back as a crazy, like the Pot of Greed. I think that's close enough to Pot of Greed that we could afford to have it back at one, maybe. Like,
yeah,
it would be very, very overpowered, but at the same time, it's like still less generic than draw Pot of Greed, draw 2, right? Like,
5 extra act monsters to draw 2 doesn't sound too fun.
It'd actually be so good in Zoo.
You would say that, Zodiac man. Oh, I think Pot of Avarice
put it at 3. Put it at 3. It'll be fine.
That's a pretty greedy view there, my friend.
That's true.
Otherwise, the Playmaker. I've actually, you know what? I don't remember his actual name. We're about to talk about it later, maybe. What's Playmaker's name? Quick. So anyway, the new protagonist. So about 7 of the cards. Yeah, 7 of the cards are cards that are directly related to him.
Yusaku. Yeah.
Playmaker. That's his name.
Just a little fun fact here. I'm on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia page, and even though it has Fushigi Yusaku in brackets at the top for whatever reason, someone may be able to answer this for me, but it says Pikachu.
There we go. Cross promoting. I knew Nintendo were lending out their IP to many other things. I didn't know they were lending out to another completely competing card game. Otherwise, so you got the 7 Cyburst monsters that he uses, and then the rest of them are pretty handy cards to get for a person who started in the game. Who would have thunk that was a good idea? So you got a Galaxy Serpent, Shell Dragon, Beast King Barbaros, Cyber Dragon, Photon Thrasher is a great, like, terrific. Like, even just freezing on that, everyone should have Photon Thrasher. It will always come back as being relevant before disappearing into the nothingness. It just I
feel like the Super OTS reprint was probably enough though.
Yeah, but okay, you're a kid starting the game. Are you gonna get a Super OTS one?
Shit, I'd give it to him. I've got that many of them.
Oh, whoa. Fucking Mr. Rich Man here.
Mate, all I keep pulling is those things. I'm trying to get Solemn Strikes like Mr. Lewis, but
yeah. Oh.
All I get is Thrashers and Union Hangers, and I'm like, stop, I don't want to play ABC.
Actually, that's the thing. Do you know, or are you someone who has pulled 5 ulties in a matter of weeks from OTS packs? Because
it was 5 ulti strikes specifically. He's pulled 5 ulti strikes, Fusion and like 2 lightning since that as well.
I'll accept ulti maxes if you did that as well. Just something crazy. We want to hear some like crazy OTS pulling stories and also, yeah, just like that. Anyway, we'll move on to the rest of this deck. Xarian Universe for all those those stupid goat players, the stupid ones. Harry, Evil Swarm Mandragora. Feel they could have gone without doing that because they gave this a random reprint earlier, but oh well. Marauding Captain, Sangam, Kuri Bandit, Marshmallow, and Card D. Good. Raikou, I feel they could have made this. What's the other one that got reprinted last year? The level 4 tuner.
Raiden.
Yeah, I feel they could have just whacked Raiden in here if they didn't care about that, but Yeah. Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, Effect Veiler is
Oh, they want people to build Exodia.
yeah.
Do it. Hope for
But
Exodia.
obviously, all cards that kind of turn up every now and then, even the Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow haven't been a thing in a while. Effect Veiler actually isn't really relevant at the moment either.
I was actually giving that a go on
Yeah.
online just recently. I played my Hope for Exodia deck, kind of changed it around a little bit to see how it goes in the current meta. It's pretty hit and miss actually. Like no one seems to have the outs to a lot of things, so interesting. If you want to be a dick and be rogue, put Hope for Exodia back together.
Yeah. And that's what you always got to have the side.
Without,
Like I always
yeah,
half like entering tournaments will go. Do I play the side cards for it? Because there's always gonna be some random jerk that plays it out.
yeah,
That or chain burn or whatever. Also the Cyberse field spell. I forgot about that actually. So it's not 8 new cards. All link monsters gain 300 attack. Well, that's okay. Once per turn, you can target one monster in the GY. Shuffle in the deck. It discards on the field, destroyed by card effects, and all extra monsters
gee,
versus the graveyard. That's it. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, so as we were saying, monster reincarnation, Dark Hole, Typhoon, Book of Moon, Forbidden Lands. You know how we stand. Polar Duality, Bird in the Mighty, righto. Supply Squad and Terraforming. Supply Squad's interesting to see that come back. Obviously, the rest of those cards you do need. Don't know about Bird in the Mighty though. And then trap cards, Call the Haunted Mirror, Force Torrential Tribute, Ring of Destruction, Bottomless Trap Hole, Compulsory Evacuation Blast, Fiendish Chain, Dark Bribe. Oh, god
God,
damn them.
bloody supply squad. I haven't seen that used truly since Yang Zing, I think.
Yeah.
First hit the market.
Oh, actually, yeah, you didn't get paired against my scraps in that tournament. The tournament before Zodiac, did you?
Oh, I was there at the day, but no, we
Yeah,
didn't get
no,
paid
you
against
didn't
each
get
other.
paired. No, that was the last time I. Then before that, actually, I didn't even play Supply Squad and scraps before that because it was too slow. So all those are obviously Ring of Destruction's not too good, but you may as well get it. I don't like them putting Dark Bribe in the starter. Like I don't. It is a very. It's a thing that happens a lot. Is seeing newer players play Dark Bribe. I kind of wish they went towards something different. Maybe chuck the salt. They could have put Solemn Warning in this actually.
Yeah, true. Common solemn warning. Do we have a common? Is solemn warning
Yeah,
comes in common,
yeah,
doesn't it?
we got common Solemn Warning sometime because I was playing in Paleo when I had the common version, and then we finish off with all the new Link monsters. Oh, there's 4 new Link monsters. No, sorry, no. I'm going. Wait, why am I counting 4? But yeah, so that is the whole deck. Woohoo! Fun times. Good. I'm like Link Spider. Link Spider's definitely a thing, but I might just buy the single Link Spiders. The rest of them, I might. I'm half tempted to play this because of like watching the anime. Like half.
Oh, who knows? Could be half decent.
Yeah, I don't know.
With as long as it turbos into Firewall Dragon, you're sweet.
Yeah, but we won't get that for another month after, right?
True.
Like I'm talking about, we play the version that he's playing now. Where he only goes into Deco Talker, which
Oh well, maybe if we just do
yeah,
like
and
things
then
where it's like that's all you play, like
and
that's what
then
both players play.
then that's the thing as well, that this is brought up an interesting point that they played the starter deck tournament. I'm pretty sure, or they really did that, and also they had the first ever TCG explanation of links because they completely dodged it till now. They kind of half referenced it in the product information and went, "Oh, these are what they kind of do." That had all the full stuff, and before we go into, but yeah, actually before we go into that, I'm really keen for a starter deck tournament. Like, and hopefully they really push that because they'll be, especially with those cards I just said. I feel like you could have a nice little circle of play, and there's no huge power cards. There's no real bad ones. It'd be interesting. But anyway, also there. So with the coverage, also clarified something that the OCG hadn't could have been dodging. Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization translated the German. They're a good site. Check them out as always. So previous to this, we had the extra to do an extra link. It had to be mutual zones, and since there's no mutual up diagonals, it just it hasn't come up. But they said no, diagonals won't be a thing. So when we do get the upper diagonals, you wouldn't be able to just do a V shape and go
Yeah, yep.
down, up, done. And obviously, having it said this way, it kind of links out the really quick. Oh, whoever goes first quickly slaps it down and go and try and locks your opponent out of doing it, right? Which
Well,
is
it wouldn't. It would. I think most of them. Oh, so you're right. No, if they put something in there that points back down or something like that, yeah, you'd lock your opponent out pretty hard.
yeah. The loop that gets around fire, the loop that they do with Firewall Dragon and Proxy Dragon has one pointing up, so they get one out to it. Which then you go, oh well, I use your link 3 and whack and one other monster right into my link 1, so it's pretty easy to get out of. But no, if you go into just 2 downs, well, one diagonal. I'm pretty sure there's a diagonal and down and no up. Pretty sure. Oh well. Yeah, so they've said it. Like, I'm not too sure if that's going to be official. Like, I mean, it is coming from a Konami site, but the Konami Europe guys are kind of being a bit out of, like, not out of the loop per se, but like maybe like it's something that, yeah, it definitely isn't a thing now. So of course it's not a thing, but when it gets clarified by the OCG and then in a ruling, and that's thinking, I mean, if they're saying it, then it might be a ruling, and they might just take this article down. What do you reckon? You keen to see a V-shape extra link?
No, I don't know. Like, it seems a bit busted out. So.
Then I mean, you got kaijus for that shit, so kaijus handle everything.
They do. They do.
So before we get to all this link stuff, obviously, like they kind of jumped the gun on this. Really, that's more than a month away still. We have the ban list coming next week. Yes.
Next week. A week from now. A week
from now. Yes. So in the final week of the format, we're obviously doing that. What do you reckon's going to be? What are you going to be playing? Not tomorrow, but the Tuesday after.
Oh, Zoo.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got it already.
Yeah,
knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to that. Where the meta's going to go is interesting because obviously we got the Pendulum pack out a week and a bit after that, so that will obviously sway my feelings. I've got the super.
Yeah, full powered Pendulum will be kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, and obviously Pendulum Zodiac as well will like if you put the Zoo engine in a Pendulum deck, I reckon it's going to be an interesting little clusterfuck. Whether or not it's actually worth it, I don't know. Haven't really, like, this thing, like, and this is where not testing enough, looking forward to it, kind of hurts the people, right? But I mean, should be fun. Yeah. Nah, Pendulums all the way, odd eyes. Actually, I'm not even really keen on the new Magician stuff. I just want to kind of run odd eyes stuff, and yeah, I'm just going to enjoy.
Yeah, the odd eyes stuff is alright. It did alright. Yeah, I'll give it that. Give it that.
Yeah, you will. You'll give it.
I'll give it. Yeah, well, I mean, as we talked about a little bit last week, like 3 Duelist Alliance, 3 Skull Acrobats, like the whole shebang. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, but
got a lot of good shit. Got a lot of good shit in the works.
Yeah. So there you go, Corey. That's all we've got to say on the new meta. Get out of here. Anyway, so before we wrap up, please let us know if you want to hear us talk about VRAINS. We're going to talk about VRAINS a little bit now, just a little bit, not too much. And so this is the end of the show, like besides the VRAINS bit. So no, that's not. We'll do the final turn and then we'll get to the end VRAINS talk. But if you want to hear the VRAINS talk, please email us or tweet at us or send us a message on the Facebook. Yeah, go and like our page as well, and we'll be sure to respond. Whoever's in charge of the social media at the moment. It's always fun here at the C4G podcast. Otherwise, are you going to be buying a card or selling anything this week? Anything you're planning to pick up still?
No, I think I'm going to sell, because I don't need it anymore, I'll be looking to sell one of my Dagosta Emeralds. Yeah, and I think that's mainly it. I guess I can probably pretty safely sell my Invoker now as well.
Yep.
Though, I don't know, maybe Invoker will be worth sticking around. You never know when you want to stick a Predator Plane engine in something and go from there.
I think I'll always... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to keep Invoker around. Like, as soon as I saw that it dropped that much, I'm like, oh, it's too late to drop it.
And yeah, so I'm deciding whether to put these extra zoos back in the extra deck or whether I want to run the utility. I'm not too sure yet. I'm thinking maybe the extra zoos. Like they seem to have enough utility as is, and that's what seems to be the big thing. Going back to 2 Leica and 3 Brawl Bull, 3 Dryden, you can be a little bit more what's the word? I guess easygoing with how you go into them, like knowing that the third one's there.
Yes.
Especially the Brawl Bull.
Yes. Otherwise, what am I going to do this week? It's just so hard to find time for it. I'm kind of gearing into Star Wars Destiny meta game at the moment, so because I've got a bigger tournament for that coming up in a couple of weeks, and like what I did for regionals, where I shut it and other games out to focus on regionals, I'm kind of doing that at the moment, but also always half paying attention because I'm addicted to this shit, man. And I finally saw my barrage, so I am totally out of the Zodiac. Zodiac.
You're at the zoo. Yep.
Yep, that's finally gone. I'm trying to. You know how hard it is to load off one barrage?
Yeah, one thing I'm debating on as well is some of the decks of zoo that have been going really, really well have actually dropped trap cards pretty much full stop. And there's some of them keep them at the side, some don't. But for the most part, they go full hand trap. And go 12, 15 hand traps. And then that's pretty much it. For the draw and lock boards, the flying seas, etc. So I don't know. Got to debate whether I like that or whether I like my trap build, which I've got at the moment.
Yeah. And other stuff I'm picking up, still more goat because I rather play goat format than than.
I'm looking at potentially picking up some goat myself because I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, like I get people who are playing for fun and stuff, and obviously we get requests to do cover fun, like what they consider fun decks, but there's definitely not like UA and super heavies. Like they have a place in the casual stuff, but like those decks always seem to have be focused on huge walls or degenerate stuff, but they're just not as good as other degenerate stuff, and that's what I don't like about elitism in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is weird, like, oh, my deck's not meta, so it is better. Like, sweet rhyme there. But and that's the thing. But no, like everyone always has a degenerate boss monster they're trying to get out, and that if you banned all Zodiac, all that, it will just keep going down and down and down. Oh, hi Nicole. Otherwise,
special guest Nicole.
Yeah,
coming in for the podcast.
My rats don't kiss me; they fucking just chew
That's
my
cool.
headphones. Where's my girls? There they are, making noise in the
For
background.
rats, Nicole's doing a fantastic moonwalk out.
Yep, subtle, very subtle.
Subtle, very subtle. I love it.
And then, sorry to the listeners there.
Get a girl who can do both.
Where was I going with that thought? Yeah, fuck people who diss meta decks while trying to rep the good ones. Like, I get you. Play what you want. I try to make scraps and Cosmo work at the drop of a hat. But at the same time, you also got to accept it's all the same, man. And what's not the same, and that's why GOAT's so good, because everyone's on the same, nice level. There's no
GOAT's good.
There's no degenerate boss monster in that. That's not BLS.
I mean, on the topic of meta as well, like anyone who kind of likes it because of the show or anything of that sort, it's like, well, Yugi arguably had the most meta deck at the time because it obviously beat all the others.
Yeah. Well,
so
yeah, fucking fluffles. And where was I going with that? Yeah, so that's the thing. Picking up GOAT stuff because, just playing casual Yugi, trying to play not meta decks in tournaments just still isn't appealing, even if I am getting my ass kicked by meta decks.
Yeah.
What they achieve at the end of it still is never, it still isn't satisfying. And that's why I just go with Cosmo, because they still can float around and do interesting.
Cosmo can still do cray stuff, like...
Look, I'm always just going to play Star Wars. And yeah.
Doesn't even play the extra.
Pick up GOAT. I got my Super Sengan. It's going to be good.
We should play some GOAT after this.
We'll go into that in a second. Anyway, so VRAINS, what did you think of the most recent episode with got bloody the entertainment duelist back into action, like the entertainment duelist
Yeah,
back?
I wasn't sure if it was taking a mad stab at Yuya from the previous season.
Yeah.
'Cause that's, in my opinion, that is actually what seemed to be happening.
Yep.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing. Like I did like, and as a professional wrestling fan, it was really interesting.
Oh, the Gokis, yeah.
Yeah, them going into the he's a wrestling person, and nothing more gets the wrestling like the fans
It's
over
John
than seeing
Cena.
exactly I suspect we got a lot of mutual things, and that's exactly how John Cena wrestles. Yeah, so like the underdog, and then the last second, oh yeah, I've got a floating effect, kick out at 2, like. So that was that was so out of like it's also like, and just like John Cena, it's predictable as hell because he would have read the card before. Like I love that. Like I wonder when we're going to see an anime character going, okay, what does your card completely do? Let me read.
Yeah. Can you pass it over for me to have a mad read?
Okay,
Give us a squiz.
I
Like,
guess that surely that'll be a thing.
The last I remember that being a thing was actually in the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. Because if you recall, Pegasus Machine would actually show you what your opponent had as well.
Yep.
That is the last time I recall that being an actual possibility. That was the last time they followed the rules.
But Yugi still did a special ability.
Yeah.
So even like it's presented right in front of him, he's totally like me and goes, "Oh, Crystal Wing can do that." Oh shit.
Oh damn.
Yeah, there's my first experience with Crystal Wing was definitely a good one. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, but they have a dueling AI. You could go, "Hey Siri, what does that card do?" Like, surely. Or, "Hey Ignis." That fucking Ignis as well is bloody. Yeah. I'm already finding there's already a little annoying things in there, and the wrestling guy is probably going to be one of them as well, I reckon. But
Yeah, something about his look. I'm like, what's he going for?
yeah, but at least at least Playmaker, the protagonist, whatever we remembered his name as. That's the thing. Like, I guess I just don't pay attention that much. I just kind of watch it.
It's still like a little bit of a longer name that isn't quite sticking yet.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yusuke, isn't it? Yusuke.
No, I can't say either way. Comment below.
It's like three syllables, which is more than usual.
Yeah,
So
more than I have time to remember.
dueling boy, I ain't got time for no 2 syllables.
And and they're speed dueling again as well, which
Yeah, they haven't had a regular duel just as of yet, which is interesting, to say the least.
Oh, cool. I mean, speed duels give them the obviously they don't have to ride as much. There's they don't have to factor in as much like in the duel, and then also that gives them the special ability. What do they call them? The skill.
Yeah.
Since they get the skills as well, which I hope they kind of release support for that. Like I would definitely like there to be an alternate format with skills. And you
Got mad skills.
yeah, that's the thing. And they in the tins or something, or in the stuff like there, they should just go, hey, skill cards, and you can pack one of them and use it once a duel after your draw phase. Like,
Yeah, I suppose like anything, but as long as they can balance it, that's always the trick, right?
oh yeah, like it's and never and not in the actual game, like. And why do they
Just as an alternate format, yeah.
Yeah, why did they introduce links? They could have just introduced and this is the same thing I had with like action duels. Like having an action deck seemed way more appealing than the pendulum scales, right? And once again, we're here with obviously the dual links, and obviously and VRAINS with the skill thing. That seems a little bit more appealing and would be able to integrate more into the game than, links. But no, let's go and change the whole game board rather than adding a skill zone where you open skill cards and go, alright, I'm playing with this skill today. And give you
Doing 10 skills.
Yeah. Those math skills. Anyway, let us know if you want to keep us here, like our week by week, day by day coverage of. Actually, day by day is not the right word. Week by week coverage of VRAINS. I kind of want to just talk about it and keep our eye on it because.
Yeah, I think it's worth chatting a few minutes about. Why not?
Yeah, and thank you very much for talking with me, Unky Drew.
No problem. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I've been Bragg. This is the Cowboy4Game podcast. See you around.
Catch you later.
an actual outro. How about that?